We're riding our bikes. There's proof. At a whopping 7.1 miles per hour. So we are in Maine, and we're riding bikes on a carriage trail. So there's how many miles of carriage trails? 40?
45, I think.
So 45 approximately miles of carriage trails that are for carriages, but you can ride bikes and class 1 e-bikes, which means no throttle. You have to pedal assist bikes only, but that's for sissies. We have the old-fashioned manual. You don't pedal, you don't go bikes. Our original plans was to park by Jordan Pond and then ride a loop around a couple lakes, and there was no parking there, so we came down. I think we actually parked outside the park, and then we rolled back into the park. Rainy days and Mondays might get Karen Carpenter down, but not us. And it's rainy. It's not a Monday, but it's rainy. So they built this bridge in 1994, if I'm guessing right. So you can walk down there, down those steps.
Yeah.
Take pictures of under the bridge. I'm not going to walk down there, but I'm going to walk over. We're on a carriage trail. There's 45 miles of carriage trails. There's no cars allowed. Bikes are allowed. E-bikes or pedal assist e-bikes are allowed, not self-propelled e-bikes. So I'm not going to walk down there, but that's what the stone bridge looks like. I don't know if this entire park was owned by Rockefellers, but Rockefeller had all the carriage trails built through the park here, which wasn't a park when he owned it, but then he donated land and all these trails to the government, now to the national park, which is cool because there's a lot of cool places in the country that should be national land, national parks, and different things, but it's not. So those people there took off right when we did, parked the same spot. They're from Ohio. They're riding. They don't know where they're going either. We're just riding these trails, and every time we get to an intersection, we make a decision if we want to go left, right, up, or down. So, looks like Jody's ready. So, we're off again. They're a bunch of cheaters. All of them, cheaters.
I wish I was a cheater.
Those fancy e-bikes. They weren't breathing heavy. They're barely pedaling. Jody's looking a little sweaty.
Little.
We're going uphill. The sign said around the mountain.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we're going up the mountain.
Up and around the mountain.
So I think we started at the elevation even with that lake down there. And that's still going up a ways. I'm almost out of breath. I can push my bike and talk and So we've been going uphill for about 2.5 miles, and the good thing is we certainly are gonna have to go downhill at some point. If I go down the other side of the hill, then I have to ride back up it and then get back over and down the other side. So yeah, so we actually parked, I think, outside the park because parking is a premium around here. So you can rent bikes in Bar Harbor, e-bikes, and then ride to the park, and then ride around. But we are going to ride our bicycles across France in a few months. So we don't want to be cheating riding e-bikes. We're not riding e-bikes across France. We're riding real old-fashioned bikes. So a pretty view down there. Not exactly, I'm sure, what I'm looking at, except for a pond or a lake. So they call some things ponds around here, but they're huge. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between a lake and a pond is. I have to Google that when I get home. So, alright, so this video is just me walking up a hill. So, I'll catch you later. Riding down a carriage trail. Beautiful views. I try to hang on, brake, not wipe out all at the same time. We have ourselves a waterfall that we can't hardly see. It goes over here, falls and comes down under this stone bridge. So we went 3 miles uphill. It's a pretty good grade uphill. Yeah, we had to walk a lot of the ways. Probably could have rolled, but don't want to like totally wear ourselves out. And for the past mile, we're coming downhill, and the downhill is like ride both brakes downhill, and then it's like this loose like cinder, I think it's granite, and so you gotta kind of be careful. And so we went uphill 2.5, 3 miles. We're going downhill for a mile, so we still have some downhill. But the thing is, like, I hope we don't have to go uphill again to get back to our truck.
Sure we do.
Jody, sure we do. She has no proof or evidence at all, except for her intuition. Her female intuition tells her that it's going to be uphill, rainy, and against the wind. and she'll probably have 2 tires that are low on air, and then a muscle cramp, a sweaty ass, and sore legs.
Sweaty, and then I'm cold.
Yeah, so we worked up. It's like 60 degrees, and going up the hill, we had rain jackets on because we went through some rain, and then get all sweaty, and then you come down this hill like at 40 miles an hour, and it's chilly. So, all right, onward. Hey, it's me. There's Jody. We're in Acadia National Park still.
It's Acadia.
Acadia.
I know, I keep wanting to call it Arcadia.
Yeah, that's because of the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. Acadia. So these people coming behind us here, get over here, they must have e-bikes. Because we've been going uphill and downhill, uphill and downhill. But luckily, we've been doing some downhill here for the last little bit.
2/3 of the way done.
Cheaters. They're nothing but cheaters! With their electric bikes and their motors.
I wish I was cheating.
You can't tell on the camera, but that's quite the hill they're going up.
Alright.
We're coming down the hill. I was going 20 miles an hour, and then I started putting the brakes on. But look at that pretty view. So Jody tells me the only way we get these pretty views is if we ride our bikes to them. So I'm like, okay, let's ride our bikes. So we hear people talking like they're like 10 feet from us. But it must be carrying across the lake. Wait.
Down.
I switched the camera.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at.
So you see the road over there going along the ways. This is like car after car after car after car. Yeah. So the thing is, on these carriage trails, there's not many people, are there?
No, there's just hikers and bicycle riders.
And horses.
Not too many hikers. Plus, there's hiking trails that
cut across
through the woods and stuff that people go on.
Yeah, so you walk on the carriage trails. There's no cars allowed, or you can cut across.
Supposedly there's horses and carriages on this trail. There's poop, but we haven't seen any carriages today.
Yeah, there's signs of horses, but we haven't seen any horses. So I should have brought some more stuff to drink, though. I'm out of beverages, but we're almost done. I hope we don't have any more uphills. So I swear I hear people talking like, oh, they're right down below us.
Oh,
so they're right down there.
How'd they get there?
How'd you get down there?
Trail down there.
So must be a hiking trail along the lake. And so sure it's pretty here. And it smells piney a little bit.
Does it?
A little bit, I think. I still have COVID smell, but I think it smells piney. So, alright, there she goes. It's like the only ones on the beach. You're recording?
Yeah.
Jody's recording. She's such a
I'm trying to get the wave.
videographer. That Barry Manilow's full of crap. He said, weekend in New England, he says long rocky beaches. Jody pans to the left, you can see that it's pretty sandy. So
Filled with humans.
if it wasn't 55 degrees, it might be more humans down here.
This way's cliffs.
We're at Sandy Beach. So this is Sandy Beach. There's an island out there. Screaming kids. He just ran in front of my video. So I guess I don't own the beach. Do we own the beach?
Mm-mm.
The people own the beach. There's not a ton of people there. I mean, there's a lot of people there, but I suppose if this was a 80-degree day in July, there'd be a lot more people there. So, alright, that's Sandy Beach for you. Okay, when I think of long rocky beaches, this is more what I have in mind. Barry Manilow, Acadia National Park. So this is a pull-off called Thunder Haut. So this is a good spot to bring your kids if they are misbehaving and don't listen and are uncontrollable. Because if they fall off here, they shut up in a hurry. So when I think of Maine, New England, this is kind of what I think. How about you, Jody?
Yeah.
It's a little bit confusing here. You're on a loop road, you drive around, and you just stop where there's stops. I guess I didn't research the park as much as I should have.
Park map what anything is.
Yeah, the park map is a little bit lacking, but so some pretty views. That kind of reminds me of Hawaii a little bit, Maui. And we drove around the north side of Maui on the Forbidden Road. That was it said our car insurance on our rental said that do not drive on these roads, and we actually ended up driving on every road that was marked red not to drive on, but we didn't know. So, all right, time to go to the next stop. It is day 2 of bike riding on the carriage trails in Acadia. So they have these intersections there up to the upper right of Jody's head. She wants to go to the witch hole. We're gonna go around the lake, which is about 4 miles. You can continue and go around the second lake, which makes an 8-mile round trip. Jody kind of wants to go around both lakes. We're in training. So we have gone so far from that bridge, and but we rode up a little hill. Our legs a little worn out from yesterday. We went 14 miles. 14 miles typically isn't like that big of a deal, but there were some hills, like 2.5 miles going up about a 4% grade. We had to walk our bikes in some spots. We could have rode up them, but our legs would have been so rubbery. So that's Eagle Lake in Acadia National Park. So these carriage trails are closed to cars and motorized traffic. Pedal assist e-bikes are allowed, but the Class 2 and Class 3 e-bikes, which have throttles, self-propelled, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, they're prohibited. So, beginning of day 2 right now. So after we get done riding here, we're going to go to Bar Harbor. Jody's going to eat a lobster roll for lunch. And then we're going to go south along the coast to, I think we'll go through Connecticut first, and then, or Massachusetts, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and then Rhode Island, and then that might be the end of the day. And then from Rhode Island we'll go south to Atlantic City, maybe tomorrow, we don't know yet. Alright, that's it. They call this Bubble Pond. I have no idea why they call it Bubble Pond, except for all the bubbles. Alright, somebody needs to explain to me where those bubbles are coming from. I thought they were little bugs. I see minnows, but they can't be making that many bubbles. So the cool thing, the reflection of the sun, and the sun's behind clouds right now, shining down, and you see the trees and the clouds and the water. Pretty neat. So we're riding the carriage trail, pulled over because of some sign for Bubble Pond. We had to ride uphill to get to this side chute. Lots of hills on these carriage trails. Little A frog sitting there, waiting for an unsuspecting bug to come along, I suppose, so you eat it. I don't know if somebody's fishing over there. There's something like skimming across the water. Or if it's a duck swimming. Maybe it's the bubble pond monster. So there's like a cajillion bubbles right there. So we need to figure out why this bubbles. I'll go ask Jody. She knows everything. Jody says there's a ton of fish over here.
Little minnows.
Little minnows. So we're going to look at them. There are more bubbles. So there are fish over here.
Look at the big one right down there by the rock.
Oh, there's a, yeah, if I zoom in, there's a big fish right there. And there's a whole bunch of tons of little fish like skimming the top. There's something bigger right there. Kind of flopping around. Should have brought my fishing pole. But whatever was making bubbles over there, I didn't see any fish at all. So there's a bubble mountain, which a guy said this is named after.
It's Bubble Pond, isn't it? Bubble Pond?
Yeah, this is Bubble Pond, but there's a Bubble Mountain too.
Oh, wonder why. Huh.
I don't know. Jody's supposed to research this stuff before we come over. How much research did you do for this trip?
None.
Yeah, none. And it's showing. So, alright, back to the bikes. This is day 2 of our ride around Acadia National Park. We are going around a loop trail around the lake, Eagle Lake. So we parked on a parking lot off of Route 233. Yesterday we did a 14-mile loop, which wasn't exactly what we wanted to do, but due to no parking, we parked where we could find a spot to park, and carriage trails from there involved a loop. So I was picking up a little bit of speed there, had to slow down. So that's Eagle Lake. Going down a slight decline, just enough where I don't have to pedal, and I'm putting along about 10 miles an hour. I'm going to turn around. So Jody yells at me as I'm going down this hill 15 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour. And she wants to stop and take some pictures. So there's a spot we can walk down there. So that's what we're going to do. Park our bikes off to the side. Public water supply. So what they're trying to tell you is don't pee in the lake, because people from Maine will have to drink it.
The pond.
It's a pond. It's Eagle Lake, actually. So I took a picture from to the north. In the mountains or hills were reflecting in the water, making for a perfect picture. So it's about 8:30. The parking lot was actually full when we got there. There was one spot, so Jody jumped out and ran over to it and blocked anybody from getting there. And then by the time we left, about 8 people had left, and so there was all kinds of parking. It's weird. I thought once it filled up, it'd be filled up for most of the day. Alright, time to hop back on the bicycles and finish our loop.